You know that feeling, right? You're right in the middle of a massive file download. Maybe it's a huge software update or just a giant batch of work documents. You close your laptop lid, maybe to go grab a quick coffee or switch rooms, only to open it back up and realize, the whole thing just paused. It is literally so frustrating. Well, today we're going to fix that. Welcome to this explainer. We're going to show you exactly how to level up your workstation and actually make your machine work for you continuously, even when it's snapped shut. Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're focusing on a highly requested Windows 11 feature, how to close your laptop lid without the machine going to sleep. Seriously, this is a total game changer for anyone wanting to maximize their productivity. And you know what? It's surprisingly simple to set up once you know exactly where to look. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The benefits of closing the lid. 2. 2 quick setup methods. 3. Optimizing your power options. 4. Using an external monitor. And finally, 5. Some absolutely crucial troubleshooting and safety tips. Section 1. The benefits of closing the lid. Now you might be wondering, why even go out of our way to change this default setting? Well, this feature essentially transforms your everyday laptop into a continuous, always-on workstation. By telling your laptop to just stay awake when it's closed, you can keep those heavy tasks running perfectly in the background. You can download huge files uninterrupted, no more staring at a loading bar. Or hey, maybe you just want to connect your laptop to a Bluetooth speaker, close the lid to save some precious desk space, and listen to your music seamlessly. It completely solves these real-world needs, making sure your productivity or your entertainment never stops just because you shut the screen. Section 2. 2 quick setup methods. Getting this running is fast, it's super easy, and no, you don't need to download any sketchy third-party software. Method number 1 uses the classic Windows control panel. First up, just pop open your Windows search bar, type in Control Panel, and hit Enter. Then click on Hardware and Sound. From there, you're going to navigate over to Power Options. Now look on the left side of the window, you'll spot a link that says Choose what closing the lid does. Go ahead and click that. Finally, under the section When I Close the Lid, just change those drop-down menus to Do Nothing and hit Save Changes. Boom, done. Let's move to our next option, see how this builds if you prefer navigating the newer Windows interface. Method 2 takes us right through the modern Windows 11 Settings app. Start by opening up Settings, head to System, and then click on Power and Battery. Just scroll down a bit until you find Additional Power Settings. Now, exactly like before, click Choose what closing the lid does, change those options to Do Nothing, and hit Save. Bam! Both methods get you to the exact same place in mere seconds. Section 3. Optimizing power options. Okay, so leaving your machine always on, that can drain your battery pretty fast if you don't optimize things correctly. Luckily, Windows gives you separate options for when you're on battery power versus when you're plugged in. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how you should configure those settings based on your actual lifestyle. If you primarily use an external monitor at a desk, your best bet is to only set Plugged In to Do Nothing. It's super stable for long-term work. Now, if you're just doing short tasks, like listening to a quick playlist, you can safely set both On Battery and Plugged In to Do Nothing. But, and this is a big but, if you travel frequently or you're aiming for max battery saving, you should absolutely not use the Do Nothing setting while on battery. Only set it for when you are plugged into the wall, just to prevent your laptop from dying on you while you're out and about. Section 4. Using an external monitor. All right, this is where we get into the real pro moves. By closing the lid, you can essentially tuck your laptop away entirely and use it purely as a desktop CPU tower hooked up to a gorgeous secondary screen. It clears up so much desk clutter. When you hook up that external monitor, just hit the Windows key plus the letter P on your keyboard. That brings up your projection menu. You've got PC Screen Only, Duplicate, which mirrors the image, Extend to stretch your workspace, and finally, Second Screen Only. If you want that ultimate closed-lid desktop experience, Second Screen Only is absolutely your best friend here. It turns off the internal display completely, which focuses all your graphics performance strictly on that external monitor. Section 5. Troubleshooting and Safety. Now, I want to deliberately slow things down just a bit here, because when you tell your laptop to never go to sleep, you are fundamentally changing how it manages heat and hardware resources. We need to make sure your machine stays stable and safe. So let's start with a very common glitch. You've set everything up perfectly, right? But what happens if you decide to open the lid later, and the screen just won't wake up? The machine is clearly on, but the display is pitch black. First rule, don't panic. What's really interesting about this magic keyboard shortcut is that it's practically a lifesaver. If your screen is stuck, just press the Windows key plus Control plus Shift plus the letter B. This instantly force resets your graphics card driver. You'll hear a little beep, the screen might flash for a second, and then your display should pop right back to life. No computer restart required.
Okay, here's another common headache. Does your Wi-Fi suddenly drop, or do your Bluetooth devices disconnect right after you close the laptop? Yeah, this happens because Windows is actually still trying to save power in the background by secretly turning off your network adapter. Let's fix that right now.
First up, open your device manager. From there, find your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth adapter under your network devices. Give it a right click and open up its properties. Now navigate right over to the Power Management tab. All you have to do is uncheck the little box that says, "Allow the computer to turn off this device to save power." That's it. This guarantees your downloads and your wireless connections will stay perfectly active, even with the lid shut tight.
All right, I need you to pay very close attention to this next point. If you have Do Nothing enabled, your laptop is still running when it's closed. The processor is working hard and the cooling fans are spinning. So the crucial point here is, absolutely never put the laptop in a backpack or a carrying sleeve while the system is still actively running. Since it won't go to sleep automatically anymore, placing it in a confined, tight space will block the air vents, trap all that heat, and it could severely damage your hardware. Seriously, always remember to manually shut down or put the laptop to sleep before packing it away.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from finding those hidden settings to optimizing your multi-monitor desktop setup. Remember, with gray power comes great responsibility, but also massive productivity gains. So I'll leave you with this. How are you going to use your newly leveled up, always-on laptop workspace? Whether it's rendering huge files overnight or literally just keeping your desk perfectly clean, you now have the exact tools to make it happen safely and efficiently. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.